let's say a man is having an issue with mental health, right?
Yeah.
Let's say he's having an issue with mental health, or he may not even consider it mental health. He may
Yeah.
just say he's going through some things. He's feeling depressed, he's feeling fatigue, or
Yeah.
he's losing appetite, or something's not going right.
Yeah.
And he knows
Yeah.
something's not going right. What would be like kind of, 3 points of advice, or do you, not even that, but do you think would you suggest seeking professional help, or would you suggest, coping through, spiritual guidance, or, friends and family, or what would kind of be the advice for that? Because
Yeah.
I think, for one, we all know professional help is going to cost money.
Yeah.
So that means, hey, is this part of your benefits
Yeah.
program?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
the,
that's
I think
true.
that I
That's
think
true.
that and that's just
That's
an
true.
off topic.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
that's one of the top things. If a lot of people could have that part of their benefits and stuff like that,
Yeah.
then they would probably take heed to that. If it was
Yeah.
offered right there on the table, like, hey, you got this stipend to go do this, or this option to go sit down with somebody
Yeah.
free of charge, or a copay of $20,
Yeah,
they'll be
yeah.
like, why not?
Yeah.
Whether it be marriage counseling, mental health,
Yeah.
children, whatever it may be, if they had those opportunities, I think they would probably go for it. But would you suggest what kind of help or work that they should do? Would you suggest?
First and foremost, you got to find God.
I agree with that.
You
I
got to
agree with
find a
that.
spiritual life, and I think that's what a lot of people don't have, and that's why things get off track so much for them, and
That's true.
they're never able to really get them back on track.
Yeah.
But you have to find God. You got to find a spiritual life. You need that moral compass in the world that
Yeah.
we're living in
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. You need that guidance. Secondly, I would say, man, get around a group of guys that is solid dudes.
Yeah. You got to surround yourself by solid guys. Yeah, yeah.
You got to do that. Get yourself around guys that's solid dudes. And the third thing would be pretty much what I said earlier, was that regulate who's around you.
So basically be willing to cut somebody off that's not benefiting
because
you,
a lot
in
of times
sense.
what we don't realize is how much other people are wearing on us.
That's true.
We don't realize that. And
That's
that's
true.
why we have to sit there and constantly, like I say, keep calibrating.
Yeah.
We got to keep doing that, because you don't realize what's going on till you actually take a step back.
Yeah,
And,
you're right.
and this is coming from somebody who, I can count on one hand how many bad days I had my whole life.
Yeah.
I just don't have them, man.
Got you.
It just doesn't happen. And I can sit there and honestly tell you, like, I mean, it's like, bro, I'm always happy.
Yeah,
I got the same mood pretty much
That's
all
true.
the time.
That's
Like,
true.
it's
That's
just
true. That's
nothing
true.
changed,
That's
so.
true.
And so for me, I think it's a lot easier for me to kind of regulate what's going on, because I've been this way my whole life.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah, yeah.
people, they felt that sad feeling in them since they were 7 years old, 13 years old, 18 years old. So in their mind, this is normal.
Normal. Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
normal.
Yeah, yeah.
So if I wake up in the morning and something fell off, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let me see what's going on. Why?
Yeah. I'm able to say, oh no, this don't
yeah.
feel right. This ain't me. You know what I mean?
Yep,
So
yep.
so I think just kind of start with those three things will allow you to get a ground point of where you need to start in order to get that projection going up. But you have to start with something along those lines, because we can't sit and think that, as I mentioned again, our environment doesn't play a role in how we feel mentally.
Definitely.
You
It
know what I
definitely
mean?
does.
Yeah,
It definitely does.
It plays
It
a
plays
role.
a major role.
It plays a role, and that's why I say, when you bring God into your life, you get a good group of friends, and you start cutting people out of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll be able to realize and understand, like, okay, all right, now I'm on the right track. This is what I had to do.
Guidance.
Yeah, it's guidance. It's guidance. It's guidance.
Either way you put it.
It's guidance.
And it's funny, you didn't mention professional help at all in there.
No.
What is that? Because it's more on the back side of what you actually need to do. Because a lot of people would suggest doing that first.
Well,
And I mean, I'm just curious because
like I say, I speak from everything from a spiritual aspect. So if I'm gonna get help,
spiritual is professional, damn near.
if I'm gonna get help, I'm gonna go to my Bible.
I got that.
You know, because
exactly.
everything I need answers to is right there.
It's right there.
You know, you don't know what I'm really going through.
Yeah.
You know, and like you say, when you're paying somebody for something, in the back of your mind, you got to still be saying like, man,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know,
exactly.
I don't know,
exactly.
you know.
And they're sitting there like,
yeah.
So
Then I can only imagine they probably rushing you out the room.
exactly. I got another appointment or something.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's like, but yeah, no, you need that spiritual ground, first and foremost, more than anything.
Definitely.
You need that, because that's the only way that I believe to really find yourself and to make sure you stay there. You know?
No.
And the thing about, and like I say, even with just life in general, man, as a Christian man, I know that trials and tribulations are a part of life.
Part of life.
It come with it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why when things that might be unpleasant come my way, it doesn't affect me the way that it might the average person.
Yeah.
Because I understand my God already told me this was gonna happen. You
Yeah.
know? So I'm prepared for it in every aspect.
Yeah.
And I think that's what helps keep me clear mentally. Because when bad times come, I know it's just part of it.
Hey, you know, and as I like the way you put that, you know, and just to go off the same question I asked you, I think the same way, you know. It's been times, you know, you can kind of go through something, and a lot of the mental health is basically feeling like maybe this way didn't work.
Yeah.
Like, well, for example, let's say somebody's watching this or listening right now, and they're like, man, I tried spiritual.
Yeah.
I tried to go that way, and still something happened.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about, that doesn't mean nothing's going to go on.
Yeah.
It just means you need to weather the storm.
Exactly.
You have to overcome the obstacle that's in front of you, because if you don't, there's no lesson in it.
Exactly.
And once you do it, there's a lesson. Now, hey, you could take heed to this.
Yeah.
Or you can continue to repeat the same cycle over and over again, and then continue to go down the same path.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you're affecting, you're basically your own enemy.
Yeah.
In a
that's
sense.
true. That's
so
true.
I totally agree with that, man.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's true, because when you look at it, man, you have to think about it this way. You done been through a lot in life.
Yeah, definitely.
I done been to hell and back in life.
Yeah.
You know, it just, and so I think that's what gives me that comfort as well. It's because I know what I've overcome.
Same.
So
like,
you know, and I tell everybody this. That's one of the reasons why we go. You know, even when we discuss things, if we go out, we don't go out with a bunch of people.
No,
you know what I mean, or we'll go out by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? It's that sense of, you know what you done been through.
Yeah,
I can walk through anything.
You
know, and I don't like to call it an arrogance, but it's a confidence that you know that God has put in you.
Exactly.
You know, like it's just there.
You've been here, you've been there, you've overcame this and that.
Exactly.
Hey, when you go out here, and I always look at it like this, and karma is something, but I always look at it like, hey, man, if I'm not really going out here to have destruction on my mind, and I'm in a good energy and good spirit, when we go out and hang out and do stuff, it's all good.
Yeah.
Like we have a good time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're not going out of the way to do nothing malicious or crazy. Now, if you put yourself in those situations, which being around a lot of people, and like you said, having a good network of friends, that's what plays a part, because you can have friends that influence you. You can have friends that may do something that you don't agree with, but now that it's your friend, you're an accomplice, or you're tied to it, or something like that. And we've all been there where something goes on and you're like, well, I didn't have nothing to do, you know? But it's the people you're surrounding yourself with.
Yeah.
And you know, and believe it or not, energy latches on.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know, as much as anything else, energy latches on based on who, you know, you surround yourself with. It's going to affect your mental first.
Yeah.
And then depending on their habits and what they got going on, it's going to in turn affect your body. Now, if it's on a positive tip, like you're going to the gym, you're doing this, you're doing that, you know, that's going to affect in a positive way. Yeah. But if it's the other way around, it can also trickle the other way.
Yeah.
So,
negative spirits is real. Negative spirits. Yeah. And that's why, and that goes back to why I just say you have to assess who you have around you.
For sure.
You know,
all the time.
You have to. But yeah, man, I just always say that, man, as a man, you got to understand that you're going to have a tough life.
Off rip.
and accept it.
Accept it.
Accept it for what it is. Like, you know, and I just think that sometimes, a lot of times, we just don't have the space to really communicate with one another.
That's true.
Or sometimes we feel shame as men to say, man, damn, bro, this is what I'm going through, and I really can't figure it out.
Yeah.
What you think about this?
Yeah.
You know. So I think
That's real.
men struggle with that a lot, and it's like, nah, man, really don't gotta be like that. And if you feel like you can't go to that man or that person and
That's
speak to
nobody
them,
you need in your life.
exactly. You
And
know
I've
what I mean?
always been like this. I feel like no matter where I've been playing ball or traveling or doing whatever,
Yeah.
if I'm on like a part of a team or something, I've always had maybe no tops than 4 like actual friends.
Yeah.
To where I believe if something goes on. Now there have been some where I've misjudged and I'm like, damn,
Yeah, we
this-
all
you know,
do.
you don't cross me, dog. Like, you know, man, I can't believe this. Like,
Yeah,
but
we all do.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
all
yeah.
been there. We all
Yeah,
been
yeah.
there.